Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I'm getting ready to go to work, and it is literally like a wind tunnel outside. We've got like 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The temperature has dropped. It's supposed to snow starting Saturday afternoon here, so the weather's going to be interesting. Not exactly the same weather like we have in California. California, where it never rains, it may be raining. But yeah, we're going to do our hateraid report before I get out of here and stuff and see what they have to say. They're talking about my quarterback, Dak Prescott.
On Fox and the Fox Sports app. We are back here with Bart Scott. We're going viral. So Jerry Jones looking to win his fourth Super Bowl as Cowboys owner. And it looks like he has already bought himself a celebratory gift, purchasing this 360-foot super yacht for a mere $250 million, $110 million more than he spent on the Cowboys back in 1989. And it comes with the music et al.
It's got a beach club on it.
I mean, like the Beach Boys literally sit there and play for you.
That's a thing of beauty, man. That's amazing. I've been on some impressive yachts and everything. Man, that's impressive. Hey, now, Jerry, early in his career, before he had all the success, didn't have any Super Bowl rings, he needed some help getting into a Minneapolis night spot. A club in Minneapolis. I hooked him up. He was waiting in the line in the cold. Jerry was waiting in the line.
So he owe you.
Oh, well, you don't owe me. He's in the club. He's a Hall of Famer now and everything, but just give me some respect. He was trying to get in the club. Couldn't get in.
Post-Super Bowl championship?
No, this was the first Super Bowl in Minneapolis. They hadn't won all them Super Bowls yet.
Oh, okay, but he was already the owner of the Cowboys, and he's waiting in the line, and you got him in.
Yeah, in Prince's Club in Minneapolis.
It's Chris Carter, man.
In Minneapolis.
You talking to? Put some respect on his name.
I don't doubt that Chris can get me. I've used Chris to get me
that
clubs
juice,
when
man.
Chris on his way. Don't you worry. No, I'm just here for it. I know Chris can get you into places. I just didn't know Jerry Jones couldn't get himself in. Exactly right.
I'm the one that got him out the radio.
That's only partially accurate.
OJ the Juice,
Keep
man.
saying that. Keep saying that. I already. Never mind. We can deal with this off the air.
Okay.
Hey, Bart Scott,
Okay.
let's stick with the Cowboys, who have already exceeded expectations, and don't tell that to Dak Prescott, despite winning his first playoff game last weekend, the one which earned this team a trip to their first NFC title game since 1995. Dak wants and expects more, and Cowboys Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman agrees.
First postseason win of many, and I really believe that he's going to be the Cowboys quarterback for a long time, and he's going to find himself winning a lot of football games in January going forward.
It's a big statement there out of Troy Aikman. What do you think, Bart? Is he right? Has Dak already proven that he's the right guy to lead the Cowboys into the future?
Haterade.
He's just like, I don't know. He's good, but he's not great, and his ceiling isn't that high. He does some things that
Why isn't he great? What's the? Tell me about.
Here we go.
I think he's limited in the pocket. I don't think he really scans the field like most quarterbacks. I don't think he's a guy that consistently can win without Ezekiel Elliott behind him. And at some point, you're going to have to pay him. You're going to lose some vital pieces. And this could be the year. Because you pay him, you know that Zeke's earned his extension. Amari Cooper, you gave him a first-round draft pick. You're going to have to address that contract soon because, you invested a lot of him.
18
and now you got Lawrence there, so he may be the one that walks out the door. If I got to pick between all four of those guys, Dak is the guy that's going to get the Andy Dalton that's going to have to give me the friendly deal, because if he's not the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, how many other places can he be the starting quarterback for?
A lot of places.
If I can get a cheaper version and keep Zeke, Lawrence, Cooper, and bring in Teddy Bridgewater on a 2-year friendly deal, I make that deal every day.
Get the fuck out of here.
If I heard you say that, if I were running the team, I'd bring in my front office because I could not agree with you more. However, I don't run the team. You're not in the front office. Jerry Jones does. And Jerry Jones is about to split Dak Prescott off with what I'll call happy yacht. About 125 million of that 250. That's what's coming. And if there was any question that that's what was coming, it was answered on that 3rd and 14 run that won them that playoff game. He's getting the money. We can debate, and my guess is we will, for the better part of the next 4 years, whether or not he's worth the money. But he's getting paid, Zeke's getting paid, Amari's getting paid. So the question to me almost turns into, can they win with this style of offense, with this guy at quarterback? And they have shown they can in a limited fashion as long as what we saw from him on Saturday, wasn't it, becomes a bigger part of his game. He has to use his legs more. He has to use his power more. And he, next year, has to be better about not taking critical sacks. Those things, because I don't think in one offseason he's all of a sudden going to become a dominant down the field passer. He has to take the best parts of his game and turn the A- into A+, I think, rather than focus on the C+ and trying to turn it into an A, because I think that might be too much for him.
You said you don't think that's going to happen in one offseason. Is that something that can happen to a quarterback? Can you all of a sudden turn into a great pocket passer, an accurate pocket passer, if you didn't start off that way?
Well, we can only go to the best of the best. Tom Brady, there's a reason why he was drafted in the position he was drafted in. Number one was he didn't have the body. He didn't have the resume in college. And he didn't have the type of arm strength. All those things have improved drastically. Drew Brees, there's a reason why he's not a first-round pick. Why? Number one, because of his height. Number two, because of his overall arm strength. He did have a great career at Purdue. So there is a reason why quarterbacks, Dak Prescott, why he wasn't drafted in the first 2 rounds was because arm strength, ability to recognize defenses, and could he be just a stationary pocket passer? So we've seen these guys get better. All right, so it's going to take some time for him to continue to develop. I believe in Troy in a lot of things, but the reason why I'm not going to just jump at saying he's going to win a lot of games in January is because Nick's broken down the NFC and the quarterbacks, and this summer we started studying and how hard it's going to be if you're in the NFC. So I do believe Dak is the quarterback of the future for the Cowboys. But this is the things that I believe he's going to be facing. And we know Carson Wentz, he's going to be the quarterback. Regardless of this magic carpet ride, it's going to end. Like, we know all that rub the genie and everything. Eventually, the genie goes back into the bottle, and you got to live.
So let's count off these teams. You mentioned Carson Wentz and Philly. We can leave the NFC East because Washington and the Giants will at some point get a quarterback.
We believe in the Giants' history, and they have phenomenal generational players in OBJ and Saquon. Bears defense.
What does Odell want?
Trubisky.
What does he want?
I believe him and Nagy are on the come up in the league, and they're only going to get better. The Vikings defense, it's not going nowhere. I don't care if you don't believe in Kirk Cousins, Nick. Like, they got a good group of core players that's going to be around. The Saints, Drew Brees got a couple more years, and Sean Payton might transition from Drew Brees to Teddy Bridgewater.
The guy you mentioned.
What about Cam Newton? Cam Newton is not going nowhere at 29. Russell Wilson's got Super Bowl experience. He's only 30.
And you didn't mean to. Aaron Rodgers, if you stay in the North. And then the guy that Dak just beat, Russell Wilson. This is how hard it is to win playoff games.
Brian Schottenheimer ruined that game.
Okay, well, that's a separate discussion.
Have you heard enough?
But still, Russell Wilson is
You got enough haterade today.
with a great franchise and a great coach. He didn't win a playoff game the last couple of years. Didn't even get there. So you only have, until the Super Bowl in each conference, there's only 5 playoff wins to go around. 2 in the wild card round, 2 in the divisional round, 1 in the conference championship game. We're now listed 8, 9 teams. So it is hard to just say Troy is spoiled because of what he did.
You know what? Screw all that. Because guess what? He's already won one in January. Ha! Has Carson Wentz won one in January? Hell no, he hasn't. This stuff is just freaking ridiculous. This whole thing of downplaying. We're talking about a team that has won more games than any other team since Dak Prescott came into the league, other than New England Patriots. Take that to the bank. And all you guys out there say, oh, well, we can't win because of, Carson Wentz hasn't played in the playoffs. Oh, well, there's the Minnesota Vikings, a great team. Dallas Cowboys got a great defense. And they got Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins, by the way, has never, ever in life beat Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Cam Newton? How did he do this year? Cam Newton, on injured reserve, messed up shoulder. Drew Brees? Yeah, well, Drew Brees, I'll give you Drew Brees. Drew Brees is good. But then again, Drew Brees has had 5,000-yard years, and they ended up 8-8 or less. Want to keep going on? Should we? To give this straight up hate, to say, oh, you can't pay Dak, let him go and just get a cheaper quarterback. You know how many teams out there have been trying to get a quarterback? A cheaper quarterback? There's no such thing as a cheaper quarterback. Even if you ended up signing Nick Foles, who's making $14 million this year as a backup, he's going to get in the 20s next year. Mid-20s. even a Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be like that much. You're not talking about saving, $30 or $40 million a year. You might be talking about saving about $5 to $10 million to bring in somebody who has not played significant time in 3 years. Get out of here with this crap. Seriously? Teddy Bridgewater? You're saying that, oh, we're better off with Teddy Bridgewater than Dak Prescott. This stuff just gets to be more and more ridiculous every time I watch. This is definitely the hateraid report. And this guy, remember, these are the same guys that left the Dallas Cowboys for dead, that said we wouldn't win the division, that we wouldn't go to the playoffs. We certainly wouldn't beat Seattle. So why should we pay any attention to them now? Yeah, it's good theater. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys soon.